Welcome, everybody. Today is the next day of the full moon, which is 26th of January. And I'm super excited to have all of you in this gathering under the full moon so that we can say goodbye to 2023 and set beautiful intentions, sow the seeds of what we want to see growing in this year, in this beautiful 2024. And as you know, 2023 was pretty tumultuous. Lots of ups and downs, lots of shifts energetically. And that was not the end. It's still continuing because it takes time for anything to settle down. And you can already see so much shift happening throughout the world. And even, within yourselves, if you see every day or every week has been a challenge, whether you have observed it consciously or unconsciously. There have been too many things taking up our attention, our energies. And so it just serves us well to become conscious of the shifts that are going on in the cosmos, in the collective, and see how it affects us so that we can consciously separate from that. Or even when we get influenced, because we are not separate, we can try to put a shield, have better boundaries. But when those boundaries get breached, then we know, okay, we are starting to feel these, feelings, sensations, and emotions. Probably it's time to see if they are ours. And if they are not ours, then it's time to just lovingly send them back or just ground them into the ground. So with that being said, I welcome each of you to this space, the container that has already been set up for us to take a journey under this beautiful first full moon of 2024. So with a beautiful smile on each of your face, I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and close your eyes as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. The moment you put a smile on your face, it gives your body a message that everything is okay. And sometimes we have to consciously tell our bodies that it's okay so that the bodies can relax and our spirits can come and settle into our bodies with ease and grace. Because most of the time, what happens is we are in such a frenzy. The energies around us are very chaotic, and our bodies don't feel safe. The moment our bodies don't feel safe, our spirits eject immediately. They hover around us rather than be present within our body. And being disembodied is not a great way to be on this planet Earth, because Earth is all about experience. So the more we can embody ourselves in our bodies, more we can have our spirits deeply connected and rooted in our body. The healthier, the wealthier, happier, and more content we can be. So if you want, you may place one palm on your heart and one on your belly as you go through this exercise. So breathe in and breathe out. While you consistently do that, my name is Shilpi, and I have been holding space, doing energy work, some mindset work, and mindfulness journeys with people for, I think, most of my life, so to say. I grew up in an ashram, and when I look back, it was never planned, just like any of our lives are never planned. When we allow things to flow, they just take us where we need to. And so growing up in an ashram, it just so happened that I was groomed for holding space. Earlier, as a teacher, I held space for children and parents. And then when my own children came along, it became very, obvious that I, as a mother, needed to hold space for myself. And I started realizing that we adults are nothing but children in grown up bodies. And we need as much parenting, mothering as the little ones need. And that's when my healing journey began. And I have never looked back. My oldest one is almost 12. And I think I started when she was around 2 or 3 because I started seeing all these effects of, uh, when kids press your buttons, it's amazing what, aspects of ourselves can show up, which we never thought were present within us. And same like that, whether we have children or we don't, as we venture out in work in the world, whether we meet a colleague, whether we meet a relative, whether we meet clients, that interaction triggers something in us, those unhealed parts. And the more we can sit with them, the more we can welcome them and accept them, the more whole we can get. And the only way to add to, to serve this world is to serve ourselves, to become more whole, so that we add rather than take away from the collective. So this is a little bit about me, and I love to hold spaces for mothers, especially because I do believe that if a parent, especially a mother, if a mother can hold this awakened space, if she can be awakened, she can actually awaken her entire family, her entire lineage, not just, the forward generation, but she can heal the ancestors as well. She can stop the buck of trauma from passing on through her and just end that cycle. So that's my background and my specialty, my work, what my heart and soul calls me to do. And now I want each of you to just know that you are your own parent. You are the one that has come here to take this journey back to yourself. So today, under this beautiful moon, let's just ask the guidance of the moon and its energy and radiance to enhance and add to our journey, add to our going deeper inside of us, helping us see all that has gone by. Be gentle with ourselves. Close the door to all that was and set foot without baggage into this new year and sow the seeds of beautiful future. Some of us are very visual. Some of us are auditory. We hear things. Some of us sense things. But no matter how the information comes to you, how you notice, it's all right and good. And even if you notice nothing, just trust the process. Allow my voice to just guide you. Your soul knows what it needs to do. So even if doubts creep up, say, I know you got this. And relax into your being with a beautiful smile. So we are ready to take off. Now that you are settled in the body, I want you to allow the beautiful radiance of this moon to shower upon you. And as it smiles down, just allowing the beautiful shimmering light to fall on each of our cells, from the top of our head to the tips of our toes. Let it bathe you Let it go deep inside. And then let your cells be so filled with this light so that anything that is not serving you, that is stored in the cells, can just gently come up to be released. And I'm gently inviting Mother Earth's beautiful energy from her heart, which is the core of Mother Earth, to come up and fill us and hold us and support us throughout the journey so that we can feel held and anchored in her safety. This moon is all about opening our hearts. And as we know, the past year has brought a lot of emotions through us. It has been a year of expansion of heart, however that felt for you, whether lots of sorrow came up or you felt numb, anything that you felt you were meant to feel. So without any judgment, let's just feel what our hearts have felt. Take your attention into your heart space. And just focus on what the heart looks like, giving yourself permission to experience your heart however it needs to be experienced. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. So just take a look. Is it soft? Is it cushiony? Is it prickly? Is it hard? Is it dark? Or is it filled with light? However your heart is presenting itself to you, just receive it. And as we take the journey back to 2023, I want you to imagine yourselves looking at your heart and the past year from an aerial view. Imagine your soul flying high up and being able to see all the events, or hear or feel all the events, or not. So just imagine looking from up and seeing everything that happened, everything that you experienced in the past year, good, bad, and the ugly, all of it. Whether you remember it consciously or you don't, let's give a huge appreciation for it. Because no matter what showed up, it was meant to. Because our consciousness was at that stage. We were at the journey, at a stage in our journey where all of that had to show up. So now that it has showed up, we look at it with the eyes of gratitude and appreciation so that there is not even one bit of judgment. And here we are not talking about right and wrong. Objectively looking at things that came up, just say, thank you for showing up. Thank you for helping me complete that part of the journey. All the people that came into your life, some pleasant, some not so pleasant. But regardless of what the experience was, let's complete the contract so that we don't keep bumping into them over and over again in different bodies, different places, in different settings. So in your heart, first give gratitude to yourself. For being brave enough to invite it all into your experience. And then extend that beautiful loving energy as if it is permeating and radiating through your entire being to all the events, all the places, all the people and incidents that came into your experience. So that not only that you are healed and complete, but so are they. See any cords that are connecting. I'm sorry for using the word see. Notice any cords that are connecting you to any of that. And as you radiate your light, as the light fills those cords from you, going all the way to them, the places, incidents, let the cord dissolve so that there is no connection between you and them anymore. Let that experience be complete, whole, and healed. And then I'm putting each of you in a pillar of light. This moon's radiance, let that turn into this beautiful pillar of light, connecting you to the heavens above and the earth below. And as you let go or release all the connections from 2023, anything that needs to continue with you, may it start with fresh roots or fresh, let the whole experience start in a new fashion without any old energy accompanying it. And if something was complete, any connection, any incident, let it just go up to the light so that we are not carrying the baggage into the new year. So feel yourself becoming lighter and lighter. As all the cords dissolve, as you fill more and more with light. Now look at your heart once again. Has anything shifted? Does it look different? Does it feel different? Does it smell different? Does it sound different? And what I want you to do, you could imagine any shape. And that shape, let it represent 2023 and all the years that have gone before that. And I want you to flood that shape with flowers. I'm not sure why I'm being guided to ask you all to fill that shape with flowers. And I'm seeing a lot of these soft colors like lavender, light purple, light blue, light yellow. These are very delicate color flowers. Fill them, fill those shapes with these flowers. Some of you might be experiencing certain smells now, and that's just part of, you know, putting a closure to the past year or years. There's this beautiful energy of um, I'm having a hard time describing it. It is a very subtle, beautiful energy, almost like a pink, sparkly energy swirling from the top and circling around each of you, almost like fairy dust, but it's more solid. So it's swirling around you, holding you in that space of love. Think of unconditional love. If you could pour unconditional love onto yourself, shower yourselves with that, bathe in it, swim in it. How would that feel? And now that you're filled with it, filled with that unconditional love, surrounded with that unconditional love, I want you to focus your attention where the third eye is. Say in the middle of the forehead, just above the middle of your eyebrows. So, yeah, you may want to put your finger, the pointy finger, and the middle finger, touch the tips, the inner tips of your eyebrows, and just take it, just above the center of your forehead, and just focus your energy, your gentle gaze. If you try to look at it, it might give you a headache, but just becoming aware of that point. Recede your gaze and become aware of that point. And if you cannot, that's totally okay. I'm guiding each of you to go into your third eye so that we can plant the seeds into our vision. And in your mind's eye, imagine having a garden. If 2024 was a garden, and remember, the beautiful moon is assisting you in this whole process. So feel confident, feel loved and held in care as you do this, because you can't go wrong. So if 2024 were a garden, think of a shape, a heart shape, rectangle, whatever shape of garden you want. See your garden with beautiful, lovely, healthy soil. And I want you to plant the seeds of what you want to see in this in this new year, 2024. Is it better health, deeper connections, newer connections, more abundance? Maybe some of you want a better job, a better salary, starting a new business. Some of you want to express your gifts and talents. You want to make an impact. So just see all of that, however it needs to play out. We don't know. We are only planting seeds now. So if you cannot see a tree, that is completely okay. If you cannot see how it's going to look like, we don't need to be worried about. The universe is going to help us. Right now, our job is to sow the seeds and make sure the conditions are right. So plant those seeds. For me, I'm looking at deeper connections with my children, creating a bond that feels safe, that feels nurturing. I want more fun in this connection. So that's one seed. There's another seed where I would love to hold space, create a circle for mothers, so I can guide them into being that awakened mother that awakens her entire household. And that's one circle. Some of you may want to, do something else. I am narrating it so that it is just, as an example. You can think of what you would like to see. I would love another house. Something more open, more spacious. More travel. Would love for my children to have their grandparents be more present with them. And what I want you to focus on as you keep planting these seeds is what it is that you're feeling inside of your heart. Because whatever it is that you're envisioning, why are you envisioning? What does it give you? What are the feelings that get generated every time you think of it? Because if something feels heavy and, like a drudgery, it just shows that it's not aligned. So, whatever it is that you're sowing, ask, how does it make me feel? And then it's almost like you're planting those feelings in the soil of your garden. So plant lots of laughter, joy, freedom, clarity, courage, confidence, rootedness, being centered. The more at home you are with yourself, the more centered, more aligned. That is exactly what you will radiate and attract in your external world. Create such a sanctuary within yourself that it gets reflected all around you. That your external becomes the mirror, which, in all honesty, is actually the mirror. Our external, our world around, is just the mirror, if you think of it. The whole entire universe loves us so much that it tries to give us feedback through, like all the people that we meet, our circumstances. And if I hadn't experienced it personally, I wouldn't be talking about it. But I have seen every time my internal has been in turmoil, my external is always in a chaos. But the moment I have been able to fix what's inside, suddenly everything in the external became orderly and started to flow. So take a look at your heart space in regards to the garden that you're creating. How does your heart feel? In fact, I'm guided, if it resonates with you guys, plant yourself, maybe a newer version of you that needs to be birthed. So it's almost like giving ourselves another chance to be planted, to be nurtured by our own self. And as you're planting yourself, I want to take a moment and hold space for each of you. So I'm going to be quiet while I just observe the energies coming in. And if I need to add or just allow certain things to be grounded. And as you plant, remember to hold a beautiful smile. Give all your love to that seed that you're planting. Think of all the qualities that you would like to nurture the seed with. And from that seed, which is you, imagine the other seeds that you've sown. Feel a beautiful light from that seed going into all of the other seeds, almost like there's a network in your garden from your seed, which is you, into all the things that you want manifested in 2024. And gently notice as the months go by, you may see it as a plant growing or the real, what it might look like. Feel the heavenly cosmic light pouring on it, all these plants, all that is growing in your garden. And your love is like the water, your focus, your attention is like the nurturance that these plants need. The more you can focus on them, for example, every day, every morning, go to your garden, speak to those seeds, the plants that you've planted, nurture them with kind words, um, motivate them, fill them with light. The more you do it, the stronger they grow, the deeper their roots. And now imagine this beautiful moon still radiating upon you, sending its magical radiance to each cell of your body. As you create this garden, as you nurture this garden, the moon is just supporting you, extracting from you everything that needs to come up. Now, once again, bring your focus back to your heart and just allow the garden to be there or disappear because it's in your mind's eye anyway. you can actually bring the garden back to your heart and let it just dissolve. And then feel what your heart feels like. Has it transformed? Is it more expansive? And let that feeling in your heart permeate your entire being. Let each part of your body, each and every cell, experience the joy that you're feeling in this moment. Imagine it being a warm hug. If you could give yourself that beautiful warm hug and assure yourself how loved and cherished you are. And that is all that you need to know to shine your light bright. Your purpose of being on this planet is to express yourself, express your light. It doesn't mean it has to be, every light has to be the same color, same size, same intensity. Each of us are like the flowers, different flowers in a bouquet in the garden. We each of us have a special place. Just because a sunflower is huge and big doesn't mean that a jasmine flower is any less significant or less beautiful or less fragrant. It has its own beauty. Sunflower is not fragrant, but a jasmine flower is little but very fragrant. So we each have our own uniqueness, and how we lend ourselves in that bouquet of the universe, of this world, is by not competing, not comparing ourselves to anybody, but just blossoming, blooming, and adding our beauty to the collective. We are all in such a beautiful space right now. The energies are so coherent, so grounded, so expanded. Just revel in it. Gently, I want you to start returning back from this beautiful journey that we took under this lovely first full moon of 2024, start coming back to your body. Just becoming more and more aware of your breath. Stretching yourself into this body glove. You may wriggle your toes, twitch your nose, move your fingers, and become aware of the physicality of you. We took a beautiful soul's journey, and now we are back into the present moment in our bodies. This was a beautiful, magical journey, and I welcome each of you back. Take your time to open your eyes and come back to this moment. This is Shilpi. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide on this journey. You're very welcome, Shara. Of course. And just know that I do monthly circles, weekly circles. It's a monthly subscription program. And we just come together to take journeys, because all of life is a journey. It's actually a practice. We think of, just short term, because that's what we are taught, just one thing at a time. But if you look at the larger picture, if you look at our own lives, we brush our teeth every day. So healing is not once and done. It is a practice. We do it every day. We meet ourselves every day. So any of you would like to inquire more about the circle or the metamorphosis, that's another, it's private sessions, but you go from point A to point B and you see how you transform from a cocoon into a beautiful butterfly. You determine where you want to start and where you want to end. But anyway, you can get in touch with me either on the Facebook, you can private message me, or just shoot me an email. I will just type my email here. I hope I didn't put most of you to sleep. Some of you are awake. But if you've gone off to sleep, drifted off, it's all good, because that means your soul just needed to take a flight, needed to be where it needs to, it had to be. And probably you're just integrating. But if you would like to unmute yourself and say something, I'm more than happy to receive. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I love each of you adding your light to this gathering. And I look forward to the next full moon. And remember, please feel free to bring your friends and show up to all the full moon meditations, because they are open to anybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shilpi.
You're welcome.